Well, Rob, we'll start with the youngsters, if I may. First international senior call-ups for Owen Beck and Charlie Savage. What's the thinking behind that, and what have you seen from them recently, and what can they bring to the squad?
I think it's a great opportunity for them to, for us to have a closer look at them. They've shown potential over the last few months. I'm in close contact with Matty. They are two that have recently come up that are part of another 3 or 4 that I've had a good look at. The good thing is, Cyhoeddi, with having camps together, is that we do get the opportunity to go and watch training. So we stagger training. So I can train the lads and then go and watch the 21s, and vice versa. They get an opportunity to come and watch us. If at any time we're short in numbers and we need to bring some up, we can, because they're just training next door to us. So really beneficial, and every time they've stepped up and trained with us, they've got to give a good account of themselves. So this is a great opportunity for them to experience what it's like at first team level.
Luke Harris and Dylan Levitt are back in the squad, as well as Regan Poole for the first time since 2019. Again, what's the thinking behind bringing those 3 back? Yeah,
the others have had the experience of being part of the group. I worked with Regan years ago with the under-21s. He's a great lad. He's playing really well at Portsmouth, and with what we're facing with injuries at the minute, I think it's the perfect opportunity now to reintroduce him back into the group. He knows pretty much quite a few of the boys anyway from playing under-21s together, so he'll settle in fine.
How exciting is it for you to see this young talent coming through? Because some people would say it is a risk, but there's obviously a lot of really exciting potential in this young group, Rob.
Well, there is, and you don't really know, Cyhoeddi, until you give him that opportunity. You know, Owen Beck is one that we've spoken about for a few months. He's gone out and playing his games up in Scotland, and he's playing competitive football now and impressing, doing really well. I watched his game against Celtic, and I thought he played really, really well. So why not give him this opportunity now to have a look?
It feels like a step forward. You've got Dan and Kiefer back in the mix. However, sadly, no Ramsey and no Brennan Johnson also. Firstly, what's the situation with Brennan and his fitness?
Yeah, so both players are out, which is disappointing for us. But you know, we are quite strong in those areas. Look at what Brooksy did in the last camp, coming on and for Aaron and scoring late on in the game for us, but showed real quality. You can see why he's at the Premiership club, and probably not playing as many minutes as we'd like him to, but it seems to be a common theme, doesn't it, whenever we come on camp. Kiefer's not playing, but we know what he does for Wales every time he puts the jersey on. DJ's assisting goals at club level and playing well. So we've, you know, yes, they're disappointing to the big players to miss out on, but we've got strength and depth in those positions now to hopefully step up to the plate in 2 great games for us.
Ramsey, we're all aware by now the situation with his injury, but it's a great opportunity for others to make their mark. You think of that second half against Latvia, that's the most chances Wales have created in a half during this qualifying campaign. So all is not lost, is it, Rob?
No, of course not. Aaron is a loss, of course he is. And I think he's playing some of the best football he's played. And I think he'll tell you that, because I think when you've got a happy player, they can just relax and enjoy the game. And I think we've seen that at Aaron and Cardiff. So that's even adds to the frustration even more. But you're right, the chances we created against Latvia was enough to win 2 games of football. So that's encouraging. Now, my message to the players now from a mentality point of view is we need to be a bit more ruthless in our actions. So when we get those chances now, we need to finish them off. And certainly, you know, we can maybe put that into practice against Gibraltar, and that's no disrespect against Gibraltar, but we anticipate to have a lot of the ball and put that into practice about being a bit more ruthless now in our finishing actions. And against Croatia, going to be completely different. We might have to suffer a lot without the ball, but when we do get those chances, we need to be clinical and ruthless. So it's a work in progress. We're off the back of 2 clean sheets, which I'm really pleased with, the reaction from the summer. And now it's about the other side of the game from an attacking point of view. When we get those chances, like I said, be clinical.
Jordan James is another youngster that's certainly made his mark in the last round of fixtures. I know you were really impressed with him after the Latvia game. Do you think someone like Jordan is ready for a challenge like Croatia at home?
Well, again, there's only one way to find out. I think he's shown enough in the 2 games that he's played against a very good South Korea team that keep the ball, and their movement was excellent, and I thought he coped really well with it. A different type of challenge in Latvia from a physical point of view, but that's an aspect of his game that I know he can more than cope with, and that's why he's found himself in the team. So no, there's no questions at all around JJ, and I think it shows my intent, Cyhoeddi. It shows what we're trying to do here. We are in a transition period. It's nowhere near what we had to go through years ago when John Toshak was manager, and we're not talking about wholesale changes, but when we can, sympathetically introducing these young players into the squad and showing our supporters what we've got coming through as well.
We've got a different backdrop behind you. We've got a temporary home for the friendly against Gibraltar. Rob, up here in Wrexham, how excited are you to play your game on the Kairos?
Yeah, I think the last time I was up here was Geraint was manager of the under-21s and I was his coach. So that was the last time I was up here for international football. So it's nice to come back up, and the reason we do it is, speaking on behalf of all the players, we can't thank the fans enough for the support and commitment they show. You know, the travelling they have to do. I've done the journey a couple of times myself, and they deserve all the plaudits. So it's about us, you know, showing a little bit of love back, Cyhoeddi, and coming up and allowing the supporters to see firsthand in their own territory, then up North Wales now, what we've got coming through.
And I guess it's throwing it back to the old days a bit as well. Ian Rush, Mark Hughes, they would have played here regularly. What are your memories of Wales playing here, Rob?
Yeah, this was the home of international football, wasn't it? So even when I was growing up, you know, I was born in '74, so for me the 80s and 90s, yeah, absolutely, it's great memories. So yeah, nice to bring Welsh football back.
Gibraltar, what would you like to get out of that game?
No
injuries, I guess.
No injuries. Yeah, no injuries. You'll see a different team out because, again, you know, yes, it's a friendly that we're going to get as many benefits out, as many positives as we can from an attacking point of view. I said we'll have quite a bit of the ball. We'll try to work on the same principles as what we will against Croatia, so they're going to be consistent throughout the week. Some of the youngsters that will come in will see how we work and what we're all about, and they'll get to experience that. And like I said, it's a game. Some will play minutes with one eye again on Croatia, but it's all about that Croatia game again. How
tricky is it to get the balance right? I know Latvia and South Korea, there was a plan in place. When you've got that friendly before a crucial qualifier, how tricky is it to manage squad selection and team selection?
I think the reason we picked the friendly and the opposition was because, again, they would give me an opportunity to have a look at some of the younger ones coming through. Would have been a different scenario if it had been South Korea maybe. So, you know, when you got the options of the friendlies, you have to take that into consideration. You know, we're playing Croatia 4 days later. I don't really want to risk any of the boys that are going to play in that game. It's all about those 3 points to give us an opportunity to climb the table, to get us qualified for another major tournament. That, I'm not going to lie to you, is the important game. But what this opportunity gives us now is to, you know, have a look at Owen Beck. Put Charlie Savage in. He's done really well, Charlie. He's gone to Reading. He's taken my advice and left Man United like Robbie had to all those years ago, and forge a career for himself. And he's done it, and he's playing okay. So it gives us an opportunity to give him that little reward now and have a look at what he's all about. So plenty of positives to come out of this camp.
Just before we finish, Rob, as things stand in the qualifying group, we're still very much in the mix, and I guess the aim will be to still be in the mix come the final whistle next Sunday.
Absolutely, that's always been our aim, Cyhoeddi. It's getting the balance right of introducing the young players when we think we can, hence the Gibraltar game. We'll see new faces, new young blood coming through. It's all about qualifying. So yeah, we've given ourselves a great opportunity with the reaction in September and the results that have gone for us, and what we've done ourselves. We can only control what we can control now, and it's about going to get that win on Sunday. It's
such a tight group at the moment, Rob. You've got 4 countries going for those top 2 places, and at this point there's no room for error, is there?
No, there's not. Croatia play Turkey. I think it's the night before, 2 nights before we play, so we'll know what happens in that result going in before we go into our game. And yeah, it's all about the 3 points for us. Yeah.
And I guess taking it to those final games in November is the aim, because we all know in the past qualifying campaigns have come to an end far too soon, and I've got to say, from speaking to yourself and the players, there's a real sense of determination amongst this team to turn things around.
Absolutely, we've had a taste of success the last 2 years, barring the stat I keep getting thrown at me about the wins in so many games. We've had quite a successful couple of years, you know, with promotion and qualification to 2 major tournaments. The lads have had a taste for it. We want that again. Getting the balance right is now reintroducing some young players to replace the likes of Gareth Bale, the Joe Allens that we've lost. You know, the big boots to fill. So we've got to do it in a way, and we have to be patient and we have to be sympathetic in how we do it. But we've got a group of lads in that changing room that want to win. They want to win games of football, and they want to qualify for major tournaments. You know, don't ever question that about the players. They're there to win games, and it'll be no different now to finish off the campaign in style.
Rob, diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr.